Good evening and welcome everyone to another round of Oracle card readings by Anitara from Healing Touch. As I always do before I start the Oracle card reading, there is a little information that I wish to give you which is going to be extremely important for us during the month of September. Of course, September is the birthday month for so many people, being born 9 months post, let us say, the winter. But anyway, the main information that I need to give you for today is that for the month of September, almost the entire month, there are 7 planets which are going retrograde. Now, retrograde means the planet is not moving in its forward-going direction, but it is moving reverse. So, which are the planets which are in retrograde? We have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. All of them are at the current moment going retrograde. In fact, I think it would have been easier for me to say which are not going retrograde, which is Mars and Earth. That's all. But all the other planets are going retrograde. That means the entire month of September is going to be a kind of an awakening for us. It is going to be something which, we need to deep cleanse ourselves and then come out with what we want to do for the rest of our life, not only for 2023 but even going ahead. What is it that we really need to work with? Where do we want to go? What is it we want to bring into our life? So there's going to be a lot of retrospection, introspection that we will have to go through during this entire period of retrograde. Now, as I had mentioned, we had Jupiter going retrograde on 4th of September, and we have a new moon coming up on the 14th of September. So this new moon, I will be putting up the video, but it's a little different from the other new moons. So definitely do look at the video that will come on my Insta page, Healing Touch by Anitara, because it is very different from the other new moons that we have to look at, that we have to, consider. Now, with all these planets going retrograde, the most important one that we really need to work with and understand is Mercury, because it is the planet of communication, overthinking. And so when Mercury is going retrograde, this year it is going to very strongly affect all the earth signs, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So you especially, all of us do, but especially the earth signs need to be very careful about their communication. Definitely do not go into any legalities, do not go signing any papers or documents or whatever it is. Be very clear in your speech, be very clear in understanding what the other person is trying to say, and you being extremely, positive and clear in what you want to communicate to the other people around you. Now, understand that with these 7 planets going retrograde, all of us are going to feel a little dizzy. We're going to feel anxiety coming up. We're going to feel, like we're not thinking straight. There's something which is missing in my life. We feel kind of disconnected from everything. We feel, a little bit of nervousness. We feel like unfocused. Like, I can't concentrate on where I'm actually supposed to be concentrating. My attention is diverting. It is not where it really should be. A kind of a restlessness coming up in us. But this is going to affect all of us. So, like I said, nothing to really get worried about, because all these 7 planets are going retrograde for the simple reason that the universe is giving us a call that it's high time you all sit down, ground yourselves, go inner, go deeper within, and actually maybe bring it out in a journal of what is happening in your life right now. Are you happy with it? Do you want to make some changes? Do you want to, sort of bring in something new, probably a change of career, relationship, whatever it could be, or maybe a pattern of living, maybe a habit that you have. Do you want to change it? Do you want to introduce something new into it? So this is the time, retrograde is the time, literally, when we all have to sit down and, go back and think about how we want to take our life forward. Now, of course, another question that actually comes up, we are also coming into the equinox on 23rd of September, which is going to be a time when, by the time of 23rd of September, let's say, we all should have actually realized what it is that we want to bring as a change in our life. What is it that we want to inculcate going ahead in our future lives? we should have come to some kind of clarity, because Mercury will stop its retrograde just a few days before the equinox comes up. Of course, the second question, the one major question that probably will be there in everyone's mind is, when is it all going to end? Not too soon, my dear friends. The last retrograde is actually going to end on 31st of December. So from now up to 31st of December is the time when we really need to retrospect and realize, what is it that we want in our life going ahead. Yes, there will be a lot of changes coming. My only advice to all of you would be not to come into any kind of fear, because if changes are happening around you, know and understand that your guides, your masters, your angels are with you. And if they are taking you through some change in your life, personal life or professional life, it is taking you to something better. So do not come into any kind of fear, but allow those changes to happen. Actually accept those changes in a very positive manner, because it's taking you to something better. So yes, there's going to be this next couple of months is going to be when a lot of things will be happening in our lives, and sometimes we won't even know that am I beginning or is it the end. So it's confusion, it's going to be a lot of restlessness that's going to come in. And of course, one major thing that I want to talk to all of you about, many of you who know me personally know that I'm extremely connected to Sai Baba or Shirdi, and literally we have a dialogue, we have a conversation going on every day. And I was having this conversation with him because, like me, many of you, and I can completely relate, and you all will relate to what I'm going to say next, is that we all are having a lot of sleepless nights. Our night time is very disturbed. We're not getting, we feel we're not getting enough sleep. And, that how much ever you try, whatever you try, sleep patterns are extremely disturbed right now. But that's understandable, correct? With so many planets going retrograde, it is understandable that, our patterns, whether it is our waking pattern or whether it is the sleep pattern, is definitely going to be affected in some way or the other. So one fine day I was sitting and having this conversation with Baba, and I said, Baba, I just need a few hours of sleep at least to, be good enough or strong enough for the rest of the day. And Baba asked me a question that, how many hours of sleep do you think is enough for you? And I said, what we've been told since we were children, 7-8 hours sleep. So I said, Baba, at least 7 hours of sleep, then I feel fresh in the morning. And he said, don't you realize that the entire world where you go talking and preaching others about how energies are shifting, how everything is moving very fast, time is really speeding up and all that, don't you realize that even the time, what earlier we thought as 8 hours of sleep is what we required, that is also shortening down now? Isn't that a reality? And I actually thought back about it and I said, yes, Baba, I think that is true. So he said, most of the people have this set patterns in their mind that this is what I require. But that was in the past. That was when we were completely in third dimensional energies. Now definitely energies are shifting, they are speeding up, we are going into the fifth dimension. So time is shortening. I mean, you actually can realize that you've just finished a new year and the next new year is just at your doorstep, right? So time is shortening. So why do you have this pattern set in your mind that I require at least minimum of 7 hours of sleep or 8 hours of sleep to feel fresh the next morning? No, we don't. According to Baba, and may I tell you that I am sleeping only about 3 or 4 hours every night, and still I have a very busy day the entire next day as soon as I wake up. But according to Baba, even if you get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, that's enough for us to then go through whatever we have to the rest of the day. The fault lies in us where we still think that I've only slept for 4 hours. I'm not feeling fresh. I'm not feeling very positive because I haven't had sleep. The main thing what I'm trying to tell you is we need to break our patterns. We need to break those old dogma, those old patterns, where we thought if I look at the clock and I feel that I've slept 7 hours, I've had a good sleep, right? So then the next day you are sort of fresh to do whatever you have to do the rest of the day. But here, what Baba says is that even if you've got 4 hours or 5 hours, max is what he says, of sleep, consider yourself that you've had a very, very beautiful, beautiful, peaceful sleep. And be ready to do whatever you have to do the next day. So, in a way, probably what he was trying to say is that when we talk about breaking traditions, breaking patterns, these are also major patterns that we need to break. So probably now onwards, once Baba told me this, I was a little more, let's say, positive. So if I realize that I've had only 4 hours of sleep, and I say, good girl, you've done well, you slept for 4 hours, that's fine. And my day is entirely, completely busy with everything that I have to do the rest of the day. So think about it. Think about it is that when we talk about, breaking patterns, we have to break patterns in every area of our existence, right? So even where sleep is concerned, probably this will be a good, I know it was a very good, very good feedback that I got from Baba, that this is all that you really require now. And I actually started feeling good once Baba told me this, that the next day when I woke up, I actually started feeling a little more fresher, a little more good, because everything begins from the mind. So when it was told to me that 4 hours is enough, 4 hours of sleep is enough, that set into my mind. So then the next morning I'm fresh. I've had 4 hours of sleep, right? So think about it and keep it in mind. Let's see. So today I'm going to be working with the Goddess Guidance cards, and let's see what the divine goddesses have for all of us, all of our sun signs. Of course, as children, whenever we are hurt, whenever we are upset about anything, whenever we need a little TLC, who do we run to? We run to our mother, right? So that's why I decided to do the goddess, the divine goddesses card, because the divine goddesses will give us some kind of solace. They will give us some information about how to get through the month of September, which is going to go very quickly by. It's going to go like this in a flash, and it will hold a lot of renewal, reviving, coming up with something that we let go of, and something new that comes instinctively into our mind that we now need to do or focus more upon. So let's see what the divine goddesses have for all of us. And of course, we begin with the sun sign of Aries. So the goddesses that I have picked up for Aries is Beautiful Maiden and Siege. Now, Siege is the goddess, the goddess who actually tells you that you need some quiet time. You need to rest a little. You need to not rest, probably go into some kind of an internal retreat where you're not always out there running and doing things. You need some me time when you will completely sort of ground your energies and then get some intuition about what you need to do going ahead. This is the only way you will be able to understand the journey that you are on and how to move along with the journey, how to go along further ahead in the journey. Because according to Siege, she says that all creation began from the 0 point of stillness. So if you want to recreate your life, if you want to bring in something new, something, where you change your way of life, you need that quiet time. So Arians, please do not ignore this, because according to Siege, she also says that many a times words create duality. So when you're always listening to something, when you're involved in meeting up with people and discussing certain things and all, there could be a lot of duality that comes into your mind. But the answers for where you are supposed to be going and what you are supposed to be doing going ahead will only come when you sit in your quiet me time. So definitely do try to take out that time, maybe if you can, yes, even 10 minutes every single day. And if you cannot, at least a couple of times a week, where you're just going to completely cut yourself off from everything and just withdraw inside. The other card that came up was Butterfly Maiden. Now, Butterfly Maiden is actually a card of transformation. It's like Butterfly Maiden says that at this point in time, Arians are going through a lot of transformational changes that are happening right now. And like I was saying a little time back, is that we don't need to come into fear about all the changes that are happening around us, because definitely it is taking us to a better place. So Butterfly Maiden says that you need to call on, by going into your quiet time, you need to call upon your inner resources to tell you what are the changes that you need to bring into your life. And definitely there will be some transformation that will happen for Arians. And probably Arians at this point in time, what I'm picking up when I'm looking at the cards is that you're feeling a little stuck somewhere, either professionally or in a relationship. You're feeling a little stuck, like I'm not moving. I don't know. I can't foresee what's going to happen, in my professional life or my personal life. And I cannot see the next step going ahead. So of course the card that came up was a sage telling you need that quiet time, and Butterfly Maiden telling you that when you do take that quiet time, probably you will be instinctively given information about what changes you need to bring into your life, so that the rest of 2023, but the predictions that are going to come up today, I feel are going to be extremely important for the entire year of 24. Not only the rest of 2023, or not only for the month of September, because with the 7th planets going retrograde, this is kind of a time when we have come that, okay, we're going to wipe our slate clean, and then we're going to write what we want going ahead in our life. So September is going to be a time of a lot of cleansing that you have to do. So that when 24 comes up, you're now then set with where you want to see yourself going ahead. Because understand one thing, my child, we create our own future, and we do it by changing the now, the current position that we are in. So when we make changes in the now, it takes us towards another future, let's say. All right, so let me see what are the cards that have come up for Taurans. The cards that have come up for Taurans is White Tara and Abundantia. So White Tara is, Tara means a star, right? So White Tara is a goddess of sensitivity. That means when I'm looking at the card, what I'm picking up is that at this point in time, for the entire month of September, Taurans are going to be extremely sensitive to everything, to everything outside of them and inside of them. So your emotions are going to be literally sparkling, with energy. And even if someone gives you a look, you will actually react. Again, duality, whether you react negatively to it or whether you know how to calm it down and not react negatively is what you need to focus on. White Tara also means that there is a lot of spiritual awareness that is coming into you. And because White Tara is a bodhisattva, that means she is the goddess of purity, she is the goddess of compassion. And what she tries to tell you is that at this point in time, Taurans need to avoid facing bitter truths, let's say, or facing harsh relationships, or any kind of, even at your place of work, don't go into that space which creates a lot of turmoil within you. Try to just move away from that and try to just be centered within your inner beingness. The other card that has come up is Abundantia, which is the goddess of prosperity. So according to this goddess, she says that when you stop reacting, I'm looking at both the cards and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say, is that when you react positively, or not react positively, instead when you ground yourself so that you do not react negatively to all that is happening around you, you come into your own prosperity. Because what happens is that because you're going to be extremely sensitive in the month of September, if you negatively react to everything that is happening around you, it is going to disturb your equilibrium. But if you can avoid that, then of course prosperity will come into you, where you should actually be open to receiving a lot of benefits, a lot of abundance that is being poured down by the universe to you. In fact, what I'm also picking up from this is that you need to now start looking at maybe a change in your career, maybe a change in something in your life where you now will be guided to follow that path which will bring you a lot of abundance. So if any kind of change is coming for you, my dear Taurans, where you probably have to, shut down one aspect of your career or your profession, in your professional front, and something new is coming up, but you're not very sure whether you should go into it, because not knowing what the future holds in that direction, my advice to all you Taurans would be definitely jump at the new chance. Even if you feel there is nothing new that is there in front of me, but I am literally fed up of the career that I am in. I cannot stand the negative environment that I am working in. Just drop it. Just drop it with complete clarity and positivity in your mind that something better is coming your way, which is going to flood you with a lot of abundance. Please note, it's extremely important for Taurans to note this. So let's see now what are the two goddesses coming up for Geminis. Alright, so the goddesses I have picked up for Geminis is Bridget and Kali. Now, Kali is an Indian goddess where, it's like she's the counterpart of Shiva. So, where Shiva is the beginning and the end, Kali is also the ending and beginning. That means there's going to be a lot of transition that is going to come up for Geminis. A lot of, but what you will have to do first is to destroy that which is not very positive in your life, to destroy that, to burn up, let's say, in fire, all that which is not keeping you in a stable state of mind, which is not helping you in any which way in your current existence. The reason being that the beginning will come only when there is an ending. So when you end something, either professionally or personally, when you end something in your life, then only a new beginning will come. But Goddess Kali always says that if you trust and believe in me, I assure you that the beginning is going to be much better than that what you end. But this is a period of transition. It's a period of transformation coming up for Geminis. Then the other goddess that came up was Bridget, which says that don't back down. If there is a step you have already taken in trying to release something from your existence and trying to block off or shut down a door in any particular direction of your life, don't back down now. Speak your truth. Speak what comes out from inside of you, and completely, without any doubt, trust in your actions. So, also when Bridget comes, she first tells you that you have to be very clear about your intentions. So you can't be dilly-dallying to say that when something new comes up, then probably I'll shut this down. Or if I can see a positive beginning in front of me, then I will close this door. No, Kali and Bridget coming together always tells you that you have to close something down for a new beginning to come. You can't expect the reverse, that, okay, let me be shown something positive and then I will, get out of this relationship or get out of this career that I am in. No. They want you to first be very crystal clear that this is what I do not any longer need to carry on in my life. Close that, shut that door, so that you can actually come to a beautiful new beginning in your life. Now, as I have said, I don't know, for some reason, my masters and guides are telling me that the predictions that will come out today are actually going to come into fruition in 2024, right? So all of September is a huge, let's say, a transition, a transformation month that is coming for all of us. So let's see now, what do we have for Cancerians? And, we can actually understand this transition and transformation that we're coming to with 7 planets going retrograde. So obviously there's going to be a lot of upheaval in our lives. it's understandable. So the universe plays in such a way that yes, you do follow something, you do actually sit down and introspect and retrospect and all that, and then you come to clarity about what you want, right? Which is actually going to come into fruition in 2024. So let's see, what do we have for Cancerians. So the two goddesses that have come out for Cancerians is Aphrodite and Conventina. Now Conventina, let's talk about Aphrodite first. Aphrodite is the goddess of your inner beingness. Aphrodite is a goddess who asks you to balance your yin-yang energies, your male-female energies. This is extremely important coming up because it's come up for Cancerians during this time. So whether you are born in a feminine body or you're born in a masculine body, you need to definitely during this month balance your yin-yang, balance the energies inside of you, because Aphrodite says that only when you are in complete balance will clarity come about what you are supposed to do next, or where you're actually going. When you come into some kind of a balance, that's the time your intuition becomes extremely strong. And whatever you are intuitively guided to do, that's obviously going to be, let's say, the best way going forward. So Aphrodite tells the Cancerians, she's talking to the Cancerians this month, she tells the Cancerians that develop the feminine energies inside of you, because when we talk about intuition, that's more feminine energies. Masculine energies are all about power, wisdom and strength. Feminine energies are more about unconditional love, healing, compassion, intuition. So what you need to do is bring up those feminine energies to balance with your masculine energies. That's the time you definitely will be intuitively guided through your inner feminine wisdom to what it is, what are the changes that you really need to make in your life. Now, the other card that came up was Conventina, which is the goddess of purification. So what I am picking up when I'm looking at this card, and may I tell you, Conventina is a Celtic goddess of all the waters. So be it a lake, an ocean, a river or a pond, she is the goddess of all waters. Now, it's not by chance that she has come up for Cancerians, because as we all know, Cancerians are also water sign, right? So she is the one who helps Cancerians in sort of assembling, in grounding them, the emotional turmoil that they always are under. Now, every time there's a full moon or a new moon, Cancerians do get affected because they are the water element. So all water elements, that is Scorpio, Pisces and Cancerians, will get affected during a full moon and a new moon. But she is the goddess who actually takes care of the waters of the entire world. And of course, we have more of water than land structures in the world, and we have 70% of water within ourselves also. So for Cancerian, she's the goddess who says that you need to go through a lot of purification. Now, one may wonder what kind of purification. May I remind you that when Conventina comes up, it is purification in your physical body, your mental body and your emotional body. So it needs, you need to pay attention to all the three bodies. And physically, of course, you would think purification is using saltwater baths, clearing out, clearing out everything which is physically wrong with you. But what about the emotional and the mental body? You also need to take out all the toxins that are there in your emotional and your mental body. What happens is, once you start this purification process, you become very strongly grounded where your emotions are concerned and where your mental acumen is concerned. You become very strongly grounded. And when this goddess, the feminine goddess of Aphrodite, comes up, she then can correctly guide you with deep inner wisdom. But extremely important for Cancerians, please be careful about maybe your diet, maybe your physical body with a lot of exercise and cleansing that you will do with following a particular diet, eating lighter foods for the entire month of September. Mentally and emotionally, you need to, this actually would be a very good time for Cancerians to sit down and journal, to probably write down everything that is not going correct in their life right now, be it a relationship, be it a career or whatever. Write it down and literally burn it up. So when you burn that piece of paper, it is a very good symbolic ritual to collect the ashes after you have burnt that paper and to put it in flowing water. especially for all the water signs, that is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancerians. What you can do is write down, if you're disturbed about something in your life, be it a relationship, be it an issue that you're working with, or whatever it may be, write it down on a piece of paper, burn it with a candle flame, collect the ashes and put it in flowing water. That means you're giving up all all the things which are at this time not going right in your life. You're giving it up to the goddess and asking her, Conventina, and asking her to take care of it, to help you come to a clearer understanding about all the mental and emotional turmoil that you are going through right now. So definitely do follow it, Cancerians, especially for the month of September, because we all have to come through some major ritual of fire in the month of September to come up to what we're actually supposed to be doing in 2024, right? So now we come to Leo. So let's see what the cards have come up for Leos. Okay, so the two goddesses that I have picked up for Leos is Mary Magdalene and Irene. Now, Mary Magdalene is, let us say she's the counterpart of Christ, which is unconditional love. So Mary Magdalene, when the card Mary Magdalene comes up, it's kind of a symbolic, let us say, representation, and because she's coming up for Leos right now, is that you need to open your heart completely out and give out unconditional love, right? So unconditional love comes very easily to the people who you love, to the people that you like, to the people who are there in your life, who have a positive influence on you. But when the card of Mary Magdalene comes up, I would advise you, Leos, that the first unconditional love, the energy of unconditional love that you will give out, are to the people who are, let us say, the biggest hindrance in your life right now. Someone who's creating some kind of a turmoil in your life, someone who's, reacting very negatively towards you. Maybe your boss, maybe a co-worker, maybe someone in your family. The first energy of unconditional love that you will give out for the month of September is to those people who are, who probably have hurt you, maybe in the past, maybe not even now in the current scenario or situation, and to those people who negatively affect your energies. Sometimes there are certain people whom, even just by looking at that person, you start getting a very, angry emotion inside of you. You start just feeling, I don't want to be anywhere near that person, and I can't stand the energy of the person or whatever. Leos, because Mary Magdalene has come up, send your first energy out of unconditional love to those people. And when you do that, actually the action-reaction between you and that person, the repertoire of that action-reaction actually starts changing, right? Because you finally want to come into all of us want to come into that state where we don't have any negative reaction to a particular situation or to a particular person. So you first start acting with those people who irk you, who irritate you, who bring you a lot of grief. Start sending them unconditional love, and slowly by you doing this process again and again, you will actually realize that you've risen above the lower levels where you get stuck with these kind of things, where you get affected negatively by a person or a situation, and then you pull your energies down. Don't do that. First, send them unconditional love. Whether they accept it, whether they absorb it in or they don't absorb, has nothing to do with you. Whether they actually then start reacting positively towards you, it's nothing to do with you. But when you send out unconditional love to them, I have noticed it in my life that when I do that, those people actually disappear from my existence. They're no longer there. They're no longer a bane in my life to irk me or irritate me, because I have cut off completely my cords with them, and I've risen above my lower energies and brought it up into higher energies. Understand that what you give out, more of that comes back into you. So when we give out unconditional love to those people who really, really irritate us, more and more unconditional love comes pouring into us. So in that way, we have actually risen, or let's say, brought about our energy levels to another level, an upward swing, let us say, right? So Mary Magdalene says, love yourself, love everyone, and whatever the outside appearances, don't get caught up in that. Irene is the goddess of peace. She's the goddess. So the two cards that have come, unconditional love and peace, for Leos, it is only this, that you do not need to focus on the chaos that is going on in your life. Like I said, it could be a person that is irritating you or irking you a lot, or it could be a situation, or it could be in your career or whatever. You do not need to focus on that. In fact, when Irene comes up, the goddess of peace, she actually tells you that there is really nothing for you to really get very worried about, as everything is working out very beautifully in your life. What you need to put your focus on is all the things that you do appreciate in your life. So what you have to do is actually give out unconditional love to those people or those situations that are irking you, that are creating a lot of turmoil in you, and at the same time start appreciating those things which are extremely right. Let it be a relationship, let it be, a situation, start appreciating that, because I've said this many times before, energy flows where attention goes. So if your attention is to all the positives in your life, naturally you're giving that more energy, and that's going to appreciate, that's going to really come up. And Irene always says that you need to, you need to relax, knowing that divine love is flowing into you. We are going to set everything right in your life if you follow, giving out unconditional love. If you just follow those little things that they have spoken about right now, divine love, you will be filled with divine love. You will find a lot of peace, a lot of love, a lot of happiness in your life going ahead, right? So let's see what the cards that are coming up for Virgos. So the two goddesses that have come up for Virgos is the goddess Athena and the goddess Isis. Let me first talk about Isis. Isis is the goddess of past life. So what is coming up for Virgos right now is that maybe at this current moment of time, this is what I'm picking up from the card, is that maybe at this current point in time, you are getting a little affected by something that has happened in your past. It could be in your childhood, it could be from a past life. Where you don't understand that why is this situation coming up right now? Why is this person suddenly come up where I have to deal with this person in having a kind of an interaction with that person? It could be that you are now currently dealing with some situation that happened in your past life. That means the root of the problem that you're going through right now could be in your childhood, what we call working with your inner child, or it could be from a past life. So what you need to do is that you need to call on Isis, who is the goddess of divine magic and alchemy, and ask her to maybe make you aware of what that past life issue was, or what that inner child issue was. And if you do not even want to be aware of what it is, you just call on the goddess Isis and ask her to clear that out from your current existence. Because these roots are very deeply anchored in something to do with your past and not your current. And maybe because you are reacting negatively to that which happened in your childhood, or to that which happened in a past life, you're actually spoiling the now. So you call on Isis and ask her to clear the roots, to cut out, weed out, pull out the roots of that particular situation which is challenging you a lot, or of that particular person that you're having an interaction with which is challenging you a lot, to ask Isis to pull out those roots, so that you have a good understanding between that person and you, or between that situation and you. The other card that I picked up for Virgos is Goddess Athena. Goddess Athena is the goddess of inner wisdom. That means when Goddess Athena comes up, she actually is trying to give you a kind of, a solace to say that what you are really, really concerned about right now, what is really, really bothering you right now, is already on the path of getting resolved. So don't beat yourself too much about it. In fact, what you should do, Virgos, for this month is get involved in a lot of creative work. Because I have mentioned many times early that when you get involved in anything creative, you are actually, it's kind of letting out steam. So when you get involved in anything creative, you're actually just letting whatever negativity is there in your mind or whatever harsh energies are there in your existence, you're just letting it all go out. And Goddess Athena also tells you to trust your gut instincts. So when you start cleansing by getting involved in something creative, you will get inner instinct about what you need to do going ahead in a particular situation. You have to trust the inner wisdom that you get and take appropriate actions relating to that particular person or relating to that particular situation. So now let's see what the goddesses have to say for Librans. Which are the goddesses that are coming up for Librans for the month of September? Okay, so the two cards that I have picked up for Librans is one is Sedna and the other goddess is Guinevere. Now, Guinevere is the goddess of true love. That means, now when we talk about love, for some of you, it may be that you find your true love, your soulmate, your better, the other person who completes you in entirety. So it could be a person that you meet, someone who is there to support you in everything you do. So whatever is negative in you, they have the positive in that, and whatever is negative in them, you have the. So it's like two halves coming to make a complete whole. So when Guinevere comes up, it could be that you meet a true love in the month of September for Librans, but there's another deeper meaning to what Guinevere tries to tell us, is that you actually start finding love in your own divinity, right? So it's either you meet someone in physical form who completes you, or then, I think this is more important, is that you find your connect with your own divine soul self. And that is the purest form of love anyone can get. Because that is completely unconditional. It doesn't hold any kind of, parameters. It doesn't hold any kind of restrictions. So either you connect more deeply with the divine, with your masters, with your guides, or then you find a person who is, completes you, let us say. So any which way, when Guinevere comes, it's a sign that the universe is going to deliver to you that which you have been looking for, that what you have been waiting for, literally all your life. So this is the month when Librans will get that benefit from the goddess Guinevere. Okay, the other goddess that came up was Sedna. Sedna is a goddess who says there is an infinite supply of everything that you ever want in your life. But when she comes with Guinevere, she's also trying to tell you that there is an infinite supply of love that is there out in the universe for you. All you need to do is align yourself correctly so that that infinite supply of love can come flowing into your heart. Now, when Sedna comes, there is one thing that I want to make you all aware of, and it is that, either you are the kind of a person who gives a lot but do not receive very easily, or you receive very well but do not give. Either which ways, you're out of balance. So when Sedna comes, she is trying to actually awaken you or open your eyes to which part of the seesaw are you on. Are you the one who only gives your time, gives your love, gives material things, gives whatever it is? But when it comes to receiving, whether it's a compliment, whether it's a gift, whether it is something that someone wants to do for you, you shy back and say, no, I don't really need it or whatever. Or you're the kind of a person who only takes. But when it comes to you giving something, you are very shaky. You're not very comfortable in giving. Sedna says that is where the balance is broken. When we are telling you that there is an infinite supply of everything that you ever want in your life, you just need to open that block, which is actually creating a kind of a boulder in your life. And that block is equally receiving and giving. Understand it in a kind of the in-breath and out-breath that you take. So they have to be in balance, right? You breathe in and you breathe out. You breathe in and you breathe out. That's when you get the wonderful supply of life force energy that is there in all of the universe. So when Sedna has come in, she's telling you that there is an infinite supply, but you need to have a balance of giving and receiving. And when you come into that perfect balance, whatever you ever desire or you wish for will be fulfilled, because the supply is infinite, right? So Librans, pay a little focus, a little attention on that aspect of your life. Be in complete balance with giving and receiving. Now let's see what we have for Scorpions. So the two cards, the two goddesses that have come up for Scorpions is Green Tara and Mother Kuan Yin. Mother Kuan Yin is extremely precious to me, because, she is, like I say, she is the goddess of compassion. She is the goddess, whenever you're feeling a little down, whenever you're feeling a little disturbed about something, you're not feeling very good, maybe a particular day you're just not feeling too good about something, just call on Kuan Yin and ask her to flood you with light. When Kuan Yin comes in, she actually uplifts you, uplifts your energy, and makes you feel very stable, secure, loved, right? So Mother Kuan Yin, when she comes in for the Scorpions, what she's trying to tell you is that you need to inculcate, not inculcate, basically what you need to do is release judgment of a person or situation, whether it is about yourself or it is about others, and only focus on the love and light that is there inside of you and which is there inside of everyone. Now, Mother Kuan Yin is the goddess who actually only sees the light in everyone. So she never focuses on making you aware of where you are stuck and what is the issue you are facing or what is it that you really need to look into. She only keeps reminding you that there is light inside of you, as there is light inside of every other human being. And if you focus on that light, you actually fill your life with a lot more of light. So this is what Mother Kuan Yin tries to tell you. Green Tara is the goddess who actually tells you to start delegating. Now, because it has come for Scorpions, what I am picking up is that you need to start delegating your responsibilities to other people. Now, this comes a little tough for Scorpions because Scorpions always feel, I know the best. The way I can do it, no one can handle it because I know exactly how to resolve the situation, or I know exactly how to come out of this complicated issue that I am involved in, or whatever it is. Scorpions, and not wrongly, because Scorpions, of course, are extremely powerful in their own inner strength, let us say. But for this month, because Kuan Yin and Green Tara have come together, what Green Tara is trying to tell you is that understand whatever situation you are in and start delegating. Don't take the complete responsibility on your shoulders, because that's when you actually start feeling more overburdened and your energies become extremely heavy. So you need to start looking at who can help me complete this project or clear this situation out for me. Who can I turn to for help? Who can I delegate this particular duty to? Because like I said many a times, Scorpions, because they feel that they have to do everything and they have to sort out everything and they have to clear out everything, after a given point of time they actually start resenting the duties that they are showered with, not understanding that it's not the situation, it's not the world, it's not the people outside who are burdening you with responsibility and duty, but you're actually doing it for yourself. Because you believe that only you can do it right. So for the month of September, because Green Tara and Kuan Yin have come together, this is a call for all Scorpions to actually start delegating. Look outside and ask people to help you instead of trying to do everything for yourself. Because when you start delegating, you feel lighter, as if there's a big burden that is lifted off your shoulder. You don't have to, the world doesn't rest on your shoulder, and there are many hands that can help uplift the world. You're not the only one who needs to do it. When you start feeling that, of course, Mother Kuan Yin, which says that see the light in everyone. And when you actually start seeing the light in others, you actually come to an understanding that yes, I do have a lot of knowledge, but if I guide those people correctly, they can take over my responsibility, right? So Scorpions, you need to do that for the month of September, because that's going to help you going ahead in future, where you don't feel so overburdened with the responsibilities that are showered upon you. Sometimes you ask for those responsibilities, right? So let's see, what do we have for Sagittarians? The two goddesses that have come up for Sagittarians is Lady Diana and Mother Mary. Now, Goddess Diana is the goddess who tells you that you need to have a very clear-cut, focused intention about what you want in your life. So when Goddess Diana comes up, she tells you that don't deter with, whatever you set your mind to. Because I guess, what Sagittarians are doing at this current moment of time, at one point they think that this is what I want in my life, and then immediately after some time they say, no, not exactly that way, but maybe this is what I should be getting, or maybe I need to rethink about this, or so there's a lot of mental confusion that probably Sagittarians are going through right now. What Goddess Diana tells you is that you need to learn how to prioritize. Instead of working with everything that you want to change in your life, or what you want to bring about in your life, all the changes, what you need to do is prioritize that what is the most important. What is number one, what is number two, what is number three. When you prioritize, then focus your attention and your intention on priority number one. See that that is completed. See that that is moving on its onward positive path before you come to the second intention that you've actually put out. Now, this somewhere, brings us, let us say, to a point where Goddess Diana tells you that somewhere your roots are so deeply grounded that, to actually, let's take, for example, a banyan tree. The roots are very deeply grounded, but the branches could actually grow in whichever way they want to grow, right? They will not just grow vertically up or on a particular path, because branches will come out from anywhere. What Goddess Diana is trying to tell you for Sagittarians is that there are many different paths to reaching the same intention, to manifesting the same intention. So maybe you're focused on one particular path, but there could be other paths leading you towards fulfillment of that particular intention. So why don't you leave it up to me to decide what is the right way to take you to completing or fulfilling that what you intend. So have some clarity in your mind about what you're going to prioritize in your life, and then Lady Goddess Diana will actually help you complete it and bring it to a fruition. The other card that came up is Mother Mary. Mother Mary is, of course, another beautiful mother who only floods you with a lot of faith, with a lot of love, with a lot of, literally when you think about a mother, unconditional love, compassion, she just floods you with that. So Sagittarians, as you're going through this whole clearance of your mental mind, trying to figure out what is it that I first need to focus on, point 1, point 2, point 3, prioritizing, Mother Mary says, I'm there with you. I will instill so much of faith in you that you can actually expect a miracle happening in your life. But for that, importance is clearing your overburdened mental mind about everything that you want fulfilled in your life. Extremely important for Sagittarians. She also tells Mother Mary, when the card of Mother Mary comes into you, she's actually trying to tell you that, by this faith that I want you to inculcate or cultivate in your life, I am trying to make you stronger. Because there are many a times when a situation comes up in front of us and we just don't know how to overcome that. We don't know what's going to be the conclusion or what is going to be the path that we need to follow to bring it to a positive conclusion. But when Mother Mary comes, she says, believe in me, have faith in me, that I will hold your hand and I will lead you to the positive end, to the positive conclusion, right? She is, of course, the mother of Jesus the Christ. So, a kind of a person who says that I'll let you go through what you have to go through in life, but I will not let go of your hand if you have belief and faith in me, right? So when Mother Mary comes, she actually tells you that don't worry so much. So Sagittarius, because Goddess Diana came up, I feel that there is a lot of mental clearing. There's a lot of turmoil that is happening in your mental life right now. But when Mother Mary comes in, she says, let's let go of all those worries. The only thing you need to do is prioritize. What is it that you want completed first? What is it? Where is it that you want clarity on? Which situation that you want clarity on? First, get that very clearly in your mind, and I'm there. I am there to hold your hand. If you believe in me, if you have faith in me, I will take you to a positive conclusion, to a positive end. So let's see now what are the goddesses, who are coming up for Capricorns. So the two goddesses who have come up for Capricorns is Sekhmet and Freya. Now, Sekhmet is a goddess who tells you to be strong. Literally many a times in our life, we tend to play the victim role. We tend to go follow the path of blame game. It's not me. It's not because of me. It's because of, that person's behavior, or that what is happening around me is not my fault. So you tend to play the victim role. You tend to play the blame game, which is because it's come up for Capricorns. You need to remember that you don't need to follow that path. Instead, bring up the divine feminine strength which is inside of you. When you inculcate that divine strength, which then will come into you in abundance, you will actually attract a lot of new opportunities for yourself. Opportunities, it could be new relationships, it could be new opportunities coming in your professional life, but you have to be extremely strong. When Sekhmet comes, she also tells you that sometimes you forget how strong you are internally. You need to just fire that inner strength which is inside of you, and that inner strength will take you to the doors of new relationships, new opportunities that are actually waiting for you to take advantage of. When Freya comes, Freya is the goddess who tells you to be bold, right? Whenever a card Freya comes into your reading, it's like you probably have to take certain amount of risk. Take risk, but with a very clear intent in your mind that I'm going to succeed. So there may be risk that you're taking, but knowing that at the end of the risk, you are going to succeed. You are going to be flooded with a lot of abundance, success, which is not limited by parameters, right? Whatever you dream of, whatever you desire to bring into your life, you will have to reach that end by being extremely bold and taking those risks that are there, which you have to probably go through, to come to a positive conclusion, to come to a fruition. So when Freya comes, definitely there is something that you need to, take a risk with. Maybe it's a new relationship, maybe it's a new business opportunity that is coming with you, but with a lot of faith. I call this the leap of faith, where you take a leap of faith knowing that I'm not going to fall, but I'm going to fly. Like I talk about the zero card of the tarot deck, which is the Fool card, which says that when I jump off the cliff, I know I'm not going to fall, but I'm going to fly. So whenever Freya comes into a reading, this is what she's telling you, that take that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith. Of course, with Freya, Sekhmet has come, who says, be strong. Be strong. So when you take the leap of faith and you're very, very strong within your internal energies, know that whatever leap of faith that you take will have an extremely positive conclusion. Extremely positive end you will come to. So Capricorns, somewhere I feel you will be called upon to take that leap of faith in the month of September. And remember, September, the complete month of a lot of clearance for all of us. So we need to bring these changes in ourselves to really have a very beautiful 2024 coming ahead for us. I mean, some of you may be saying there's still a couple of months left, but then when you want to create your future, you have to focus on the now, right? You can only create a beautiful future if you actually focus on the now and make those changes in the now. Yes, I am getting a lot of feedback to say that the readings are extremely positive and accurate predictions. It's not me talking. It's, of course, the masters giving you the predictions. So let us see what is coming up for Aquarians. The two goddesses that have come up for Aquarians is Hathor and the goddess Maat. Now, Maat is the goddess of fairness. That means if you're involved in any legal battle or any kind of judicial situation that you're going through right now, when Maat comes, be very, very clear and assured that you will be dealt with a lot of fairness. That means the judgment will go in your favor, right? Here also what Maat tells you that situations will happen in your life or in your surroundings which is not only good for you, but it is for the good of all. So by coming to a positive conclusion in whatever you're going through right now, you will not only benefit yourself, but you'll be benefiting a lot more other people also around you, right? So if you have to sign any contracts, if you are involved in any kind of disputes, if you are going through some kind of an issue, in your professional life or in a relationship, know that you will be dealt with a lot of fairness. The situation will be handled very, very fairly, which the outcome of the situation is going to benefit not only you, but a lot of other people also. Now, Goddess Hathor is the goddess of receptivity. Now, Goddess Hathor is also the goddess of, she's the one who helps you in conceiving, in childbirth, in raising a child. So she's the goddess. Now, look at it from, if you look at it from only a physical point of view, yes, childbirth, raising a child, looking after a child, all of that is there. But when you look at it from an etheric point of view, it means the same thing, but with a different, let us say, connotation, where she says that if there is something new that you want to begin with, if there is something new that you want to bring out in your existence, in your world, I am there with you. I will help you birth it. I will help you to bring it to a conclusion. Now, because she's come with Maat, it means that whatever issue you are dealing with right now is going to be fair. It is going to take you to where then you will create or recreate a new structure for yourself, right? Now, most of the goddesses come with a lot of feminine energies, but there are a few goddesses who come with a lot of masculine energy. Goddess Hathor has a lot of strong masculine energy inside of her because she's the goddess of receptivity, and she says that because of those masculine energies that are there in you, we will not let you fall. You have the power, you have the wisdom, you have the inner strength inside of you to come out of any situation that you are involved in. But for this, what you need to do is nurture yourself. Now, as I have told you, everyone needs to balance their masculine, feminine energies. Now, because Goddess Hathor comes with a lot of strong energies in her, what do you need to do to balance it? Bring a lot of feminine nurturing inside of you. So instead of getting very caught up in everything that you are caught up in right now, let's say, start nurturing yourself a little bit. Go in for some TLC. Go in for doing something which makes you very, very calm from inside. Which makes you very happy inside. Because then your energies are balanced. Right? And when your energies are balanced, you will actually come into getting a fair judgment in whatever situation you are involved in right now. So Aquarians, pay attention to balancing your inner outer forces. You will face a positive outcome in any legal matters or any situation which is actually testing you to the limit right now. you will be dealt with a lot of fairness. So now we come to the last sun sign, which is Pisces. So let's see who are the goddesses that have come up in Pisces. We'll work on what is told. Thank you for the accurate messages. Yes, I would expect all of you to listen and re-listen to all the information that the goddesses have given you today. Because like I said, if we make a change in our now, we can expect a beautiful, bright future ahead of us, right? September is an extremely important month, especially this year. With the 7 planets going retrograde, it is a time for clearing out old debris and literally writing down your future, right? So definitely pay attention to it. So let's see who are the goddesses who have come up for Pisces. We have Artemis and we have goddess Ishtar. Now Artemis she is supposed to be the twin flame of Sun Lord Apollo. So obviously Artemis is one of our guardian angels. She is someone, when Artemis comes into your reading, it is that do not worry about anything. You and your loved ones are protected and safe in my custody. I have you under my love and care, is what Artemis tells you. The other card is Ishtar. Ishtar says that there are certain boundaries that you need to create for yourself. So you actually have to learn when to say no, when people are trying to pull you in all kind of directions or taking a judgment or making some kind of a decision in a hurry. You need to understand when you need to put that boundary and learn very strongly how to say no. Sometimes when Ishtar comes, it's also she tells you to step back a little from whatever situation you are involved in, because what will happen that if you continue remaining in that situation, there will be a lot of resentment that will start coming in you. So it's like, you're expected to do this and that and everything possible, and so you start getting a lot of resentment towards a particular person or towards a situation. And when that much amount of resentment comes into you, you actually start getting a lot of, let us say, poisonous energies in you, which then can go out as a dart and negatively affect not only the other, but negatively affect you also. So this is the time when you need to pull back a little, learn how to put your boundaries down, learn how to not jump to any conclusion immediately, without really thinking about how are you going to deal with that person or how are you going to deal with that situation that you are involved in right now. Goddess Ishtar says that definitely you have to give of yourself, but give of yourself while taking care that it doesn't disturb you. It doesn't disturb your peace of mind. That means no one can step into your boundaries, right? You will be there to help as many people as you can, but first you need to set your boundaries. And when she comes with goddess Artemis, this is a sign that says that whatever decision you take in any situation, know that you and your loved ones will be protected. So go ahead, but first and most important for Pisces is learn how to love yourself. Because only when you learn how to love yourself, you will learn how to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. And that's when you don't allow resentment to come into you. And when you don't allow resentments to come into you, of course, you're not allowing any kind of poisonous feelings to come into you. So Pisces, just be careful of setting your boundaries, but at the same time know that you and your loved ones are always protected by the divine guidance of the masters and the angels, right? So with that, we come to an end of the oracle card reading for the month of September. But remember, as I said in the beginning and in between, I have repeated it, this is an extremely important month for all of us to really sit down and clear a lot of debris from our life that we are holding on to, or that we still have clung around our energy bodies. So a lot of clearance is required, a lot of purification is required, a lot of self inner work is required to then create the most beautiful future for ourselves. So with that, I end today's oracle card reading. Namaste. I'll see you back in the month of October. Love you all.